This video is sponsored by Omaze.
Welcome to Hoovie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube. And today I'm going to show you the dumbest car collection in all of YouTube. Now, I try not to count how many cars I have because that's the first step in admitting that I have a problem, but I have done that, and as far as I can tell, I have around 25 cars. And if you add up the MSRP of all of these cars, what they originally cost brand new, it is a $2.2 million car collection. Now, obviously, I didn't pay $2.2 million for all these cars. I bought them all used or very, very broken. Some are still broken, but still a significant amount of money spent on a car collection that is, well, really stupid. And today I'm going to give you a tour of this collection, and I also want to mention that this entire car collection has been paid for 100% by YouTube views. Yes, you watching, you clicking those videos, you watching the ads, all that has paid for every single car here, with the exception of that's my first car that my grandmother gave me. But every other car here is paid for by YouTube. I don't have a trust fund, and I'm not running some pyramid scheme on Instagram. There's no business that I've sold of any significance to pay for all this. It's just what I've slowly accumulated over the past 3 or 4 years of making videos for you guys. And thank you so much for watching, because without this, none of these cars would be possible. So now let's take a tour. Today we're going to start with the cars in the garage and outside the garage. Then we're going to go over to the Ninjas, and he's going to help me with one of my cars, and we're going to check on the one there. Then the Car Wizards, and also after the Car Wizards, we are going to rescue one of my hoopties that I've abandoned pretty much for a year. It's been sitting abandoned in this shop, and nothing's happened to it. It's really sad, but I'm changing that right now. Oh, the storage building as well. There's a barn too. I've said this before, this is not something you want to look up to. You do not want to emulate me, because I am a slave to my things. My entire day is spent just running around, keeping as many of these cars running as I possibly can, and then buying some more, and then selling some to pay for the ones I just bought. It's just a never-ending cycle of stupidity. But let's start the tour. Before we start the tour, I'd like to thank Omaze for sponsoring today's video, and they wanted me to tell you about how you can win a 2020 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon, fully customized by Brad and Doug DeBerti, with taxes and shipping included. You can be one of the few to own a DeBerti ride and enjoy premium upgrades, including a matte gray exterior wrap, bigger 37-inch tires, handcrafted KC LED light bars, and more. Plus, just for fun, the winner will score an extra $20,000 cash on top. I would use the money to take a trip in this rig to Colorado or Utah, hit some trails personally, and getting a brand new fully built turnkey rig like this is an awesome opportunity. Plus, it supports a great cause. The Warrior Built Foundation seeks to honor combat veterans and wounded service members who served our country by providing them with vocational and recreational opportunities. Their Warrior Built Garage exposes combat veterans to the world of fabrication and mechanics of a variety of different vehicles. So to support a great cause and potentially win a custom Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, go to omaze.com/hoovies. That's omaze.com/hoovies. Now, Liam, let's start the tour of my very dumb collection. Before we start on the collection, this is the bowl of keys that runs the collection. Quite a variety here. You have a Lamborghini key next to a Chrysler key and a Jeep key. There's an old Porsche key in there, Mercedes. It's quite a mishmash of keys. And that's how I organize them. There's probably a better way to do it, but that's how I do it. So let's start with the collection. My first car here, 1985 Mercedes 500 SL. Had this car, well, it's been the family since new. My grandmother got it new. She gave it to me when I was 16. She died this year, which is very sad, but it was an amazing gift. And it's what started this whole hoopty addiction. She gave this car to me, and it broke. I overheated it, warped the heads, spent $5,000, basically all the money I had at the time, fixing it. And it's broken a lot more, so I've probably paid for what this car is worth several times over, even though it was free. That's just how it is with an old Mercedes. Next to it is a purple Porsche 911. My daughter picked that color. We painted it at Mako, and they did a fantastic job. Kind of hard to see up on the lift, but they did a really good job on the paint. To my right is my clown shoe that I never admitted that I had. I went through a year. Now, admittedly, I didn't plan on hiding this from you for a year, but then when you started seeing it in the background, it just kind of became a joke that I just played into, so then I completely ignored it. But it's sold now on Cars and Bids, so it's not mine anymore. I believe it sold for $25,000.
a good result on Cars and Bids. Thanks, Daddy Doug. No reserve. Below it is my 1999 Plymouth Prowler, and a lot of people are questioning my Prowler choices, which I don't understand. I'm not going to tell you try it because this thing is amazing, especially with all the bolt-on mods that I've done to it. It really drives nicely, has close to 300 horsepower to the wheels, I imagine, with all the little things I've done to it. It only costs a few grand, and it is just a great design. A classic retro car with a bonded aluminum chassis, great handling, just super duper fun and in really nice condition. This is also the cheapest Prowler in the USA, only $15,600, I think. It's just a great deal. Next to it is my 66 Mustang that I bought from a guy that restored it himself in his garage, and he did a fantastic job. It is the fastback, and under the hood is something completely different. Well, it's still a Ford engine, but it's from a 93 Mustang. So it's got the 5.0 from the 90s, but an old Kenny Bell supercharger on it. It's been built up. It has plenty of power. I've kind of left it alone since I got it. It's a really good build, and it's really fun to drive. Really happy with this one. And also my Ferrari 348, which I've had for almost a year now. It has 100,000 miles on this 348, a wild, crazy interior. It came with these seats that are obviously not stock. Also house carpet. The previous owner was a little creative with repairs. I decided to make it a little more fun and added this upholstery to the racing seats. As you can see, there's the gated shifter and an aftermarket plywood center console for the window switches. So a lot of weird stuff, but this car, it drives great. I drive it a lot, and it's never even remotely let me down. Knock on wood. Where's some wood? Ah, in here. There we go. There we go. Yes, the Ferrari has been a great car, which I never expected. And among all the cars here, it is still probably my favorite, even though there's some way more expensive vehicles. Bought this thing for only $35,000, so it's also the cheapest Ferrari 348 in the USA. Now, what I just knocked on is my 2001 Bentley Azure, and you guys helped me figure out that the previous owner was indeed Jean-Claude Van Damme. This is one of those depreciation heroes because new this thing was close to $400,000, and I bought it for only $25,000. The car wizard sorted it out. It only took about $3 grand or so to sort this thing out, and just look at it. It is beautiful inside and out. Just an amazing car. I drive this one a lot too because it does drive so nice. It's beautiful weather for a convertible, and well, once you look at it, it's crazy. So next to it, down here, my 2011 Mercedes SLS AMG. It was the cheapest SLS coupe that I could find in the country. 35,000 miles. For a 2011 Mercedes, that would be considered extremely low mileage to most, but in the exotic circles, that's high mileage. That's why I got it so cheap. The engine actually starts back here, 6.2 liter, normally aspirated V8. That's one of the reasons why I love it. It's the last, the old school muscle car AMGs, but it's basically mid-engine because the engine starts behind the wheels. This nose is just kind of filler space. Transmission mounted in the rear, and this is the Designo Mystic white car, gull-wing doors with the Designo natural interior, which is just absolutely beautiful. This is a dream car of mine. It was kind of an indulgence because if you look at it from a video creation standpoint, buying one that's already sorted and nice like this isn't going to make very many videos. I think I've only made 2 videos on this car, soon to be 3. So that's really not going to pay for a $100,000 Mercedes, but I just wanted it. Now, one car that was expensive, but that is doing a great job in videos, is my 2006 Lamborghini Murcielago Roadster, which was a project. This was the cheapest Murcielago in the world that Ed Bullion found. He sold it to me, plus a finder's fee, had a bad transmission. And it's taken the last 6 months or so to sort this thing out. A lot of things to fix on top of the transmission, but now it is sorted, and I'm in the enjoyment mode of this Lamborghini. Bumper was repainted by Mako, turned out great. Just a gorgeous car, and really satisfying to be at the tail end of a big project like this. The interior still needs to be cleaned up. It has some staining here on the seats. I haven't had it professionally detailed yet, so I'm going to try that. And no, I am not changing the interior. I get that you all think it's ugly. It is very period mid-2000s. This is what the car came as new, and I think it's neat. It's wild. A Lamborghini is supposed to be wild and crazy and kind of strange, and that's exactly what this Murcielago is. Now, next to my Murcielago is my 2001 BMW 740i Sport, the Sporty Shorty, another project that I got from Florida, but only 80,000 miles on it. Still, it's a BMW, so it needed a ton of work. But since I sorted it out, it's been a very reliable car. Things I still need to do, the windshield windshield has pits and chips from 20 years of use. I really need to replace that. That's happening soon. And we're gonna drive this over to the Ninjas today so he can help me put in this Bluetooth player, which hooks into the CD changer. A company called Blue Bus sent this to me. They're BMW enthusiasts, vintage BMW owners. They were real excited when I got this car, and they sent this to me for free. So thank you for that. We're gonna put it in, and I can enjoy this car a lot more with the modern tunes. I have to listen to radio commercials constantly. So we'll leave in this car shortly, but before that, we'll go outside. I'll show you the cars parked outside before we roll out. And outside is my 2011 Aston Martin Rapide, another depreciation hero, over $200,000 new. I bought it for $44,000. It doesn't normally sit outside. I'm just low on the room until the clown shoe goes away. And it is a gorgeous car that I drive a lot. That's another reason why it's outside, because I drive it almost every day. It has a wild interior, a red interior, but the James Bond silver on the outside. But it's a great baby hauler because it has car seat anchors, which I've removed this cushion to show you the car seat anchors, also rear entertainment. So it's a great family car. Now, speaking of family cars, back here is my 2004 Nissan Quest van, which I'm not going to keep because I bought a conversion van, that 80 Chevy conversion van that's being fixed at the Car Wizards right now. So I have no use for this van. If you're interested in it, I'll sell it to you. Only $5,000, I suppose. That's way less than what I have into it. 118,000 miles. Really cool, quirky van with safari roofs. This was fully loaded back in the day. Has the VQ engine similar to like a Nissan 350Z, so it's actually fun to drive as well. Cool shape. I wish they made vans like this still. That's why I saw it. I had to buy it and experience it just for a little bit. I've had it for about 6 months. So that's pretty good for me. Next to it, I can't tell you about that. That's for something coming up that's not on my channel. Starts with a Ka, ends with a Ek. Next to it is my 2020 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon, which is kind of sad. I have not driven this Gladiator very much in the last year. I haven't even modded it or done anything with it. Only has 3,000 miles on it. That's all I put on it in the last year, is 3,000 miles. So I don't think I'm going to be keeping it much longer. Now this is a company car. I work for Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. I'm a franchisee and would go out to the stores in this truck. As YouTube and TV and everything else has sort of taken over, I've done less and less with Freddy's, which explains why I haven't driven this Jeep very much. But I still have one more video planned with this thing, kind of my 1-year anniversary, because I have had it for a year, and then I will probably turn it loose because I have no use for it. There's no reason for me to keep this thing around to use as a company car when I do very little company work anymore. So let's go hop in the 740i Sport. We'll go over to my barn first. I'll show you all the cars stored in the half of the barn that I still have left, some of which you haven't seen before. Then we'll go over to the Ninjas, see the projects there, and then up to the Car Wizards to see the projects up there, numerous, and then we will rescue the car that I've neglected for the last year. Let's roll. I just love looking back at this thing. One of the most beautiful sedans of all time, for sure. And look at this conversion van here, high top, getting some business done with the under 2-meter trailer. But here we are at the barn, where there's a lot of hoopty rescue mission going on, starting with the 1996 Mercedes S500 Coupe. It is all fixed and sorted from the Wizards. It just needs its final detail. And then once the 300 SE gets fixed, I'll decide which one I want to keep. Between this and the other white Mercedes that I recently purchased, the 9300 SE. Next to it, well, if you guys are OG Hoovy fans, you know I have a soft spot for Ultras. And this one is an Ultra. More to come on that one soon. Well, let's go inside here. Ah, yes. Well, ignore that one. You're not supposed to know about that one yet. You're not supposed to know about this one either, or this one. There's the Lincoln. Mark, parked nice and safe in here. And then the old cop car from my TV show, Car Issues, one of the hoopties we rescued. And then this is my dad's 78 Trans Am. The Mark needs to be driven more. I feel bad for it. I love this thing every time I drive it, but I'm pretty sure the battery's dead. Of all the cars in here, this one certainly has a dead battery. These you don't know about have dead batteries. This one, well, you're not supposed to know about any of that yet. I completely forgot that I use this barn now mostly to hide things you're not supposed to see yet. So let's get out of here. Goodbye, cars. Head over to the Ninjas. Hello, Ninja.
Hey, Tyler.
Sprung this on you. Very easy though. It's like a 2-minute install.
Okay, let's try it.
Yeah. How's it going on the Porsche?
Got the exhaust down and then...
Oh. Well,
maps.
we're navigating.
Yep. Got some whips.
I guess. All right. Huh. I'm gonna go check on this Porsche over here while you're doing that. While he's being inappropriate. Why is Ninja so inappropriate?
It's
Yeah.
Ninja.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So now there's just the shifter because it wasn't going into gear. This was a $300 Cayenne S with a bad engine that Ninja has installed, and it runs.
Yeah. A
but-
buddy of mine has a shifter for it. It's just a matter of bringing it here. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And then there's the Christmas tree of lights, some of which we'll tackle, some of which probably won't. But
We'll see.
let's get it moving first, right?
You know you're about to lose your CD changer, right?
Yes. Oh, the humanity. No more CDs.
Oh no!
No. That's fine, Ninja.
You sure?
Yes. All right. Blue bus connected. Bluetooth connected. That's weird. That antique screen says Bluetooth. How odd. All right, does it play? Oh yeah. Very good. That's amazing.
I'm surprised.
It's easy. It really is that easy. Okay. Well, I'm off to the Wizards now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wizard.
Get that thing out of here.
It's an old BMW.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
no. It needs to go back out the door it came in.
It's all sorted. I have Ninja work on this car. We actually got the Bluetooth going through the factory stereo system. It's a good car. You know, the old ones aren't that bad.
No, I guess you're right. The old ones aren't really that bad.
I'm doing a fleet-wide update. What's going on? It looks like you got 2 people on my van, huh?
Yeah, one of them I just hired.
A new hire?
Yes.
It's the one I know, right?
Yes, you know him.
Tegan.
Hello. Yep, there's Tegan.
Tegan.
This is his first day.
A retired YouTuber, yes?
A retired YouTuber.
I taught him how to drive stick in my NSX years ago.
You're rolling backwards. That didn't work.
Yeah, and I threw out bearing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
He did.
Burned up the clutch.
He
or
messed
bearing
it
or
up,
something?
yes.
Yeah.
That was a really dumb video.
Well, everybody in here has a nickname that you gave them, so he needs one.
Yes, Wizard, Magic Mike, Junior Mint, which
Yeah.
I have no idea what
All
Junior Mint's
those
from.
names came from you. We didn't come up with those.
Tegan. I think it's got to be Chinchilla.
Oh, okay, I like that.
He's Chinchilla. Yes.
Chinchilla, huh?
So what is Chinchilla doing on his first day as a mechanic at the Wizard's lair?
He's putting a new idler arm.
Yep.
That's
New idler arm. Went ahead and replaced the belt tensioner and the serpentine belt. So
Nice and quiet. No more.
a good first day.
Yep.
And Junior Mint's working on my drum.
Yep. He's putting wheel cylinders on.
Oh, nice. I like his hat. PlayStation.
Yep. PlayStation hat.
Oh, the Woody. Wizard.
Yes.
We got to get this thing going soon.
We made progress. The dash is in and your radio works.
Oh, really?
Gauges work. The lights work.
So we're getting there.
Yeah.
So it'll be done just in time for winter to where I have to put it away and can't drive it. Oh.
Pretty much.
Oh, well. Huh. Magic
Oh, well.
Mike's working on a Ferrari 360 that is not mine.
Yep. Yeah.
But this probably looks familiar to a lot of you, except it is actually the Cartrek CL65. It's just been dewrapped. Here's what's left of it. And Magic Mike, didn't you fix this door? There's a little bit of wrap left on it still to be peeled off. Unfortunately, when you wrap a car and it's been painted on before, it can peel off the clear coat, so we have that to deal with. But I'm not too upset because the bumper needed to be repainted. And I love this original color, this pewter, so I'll make it perfect. And there's numerous other things to fix, some leaks, some mounts and things. But the door, you can see, you had to get a little...
I had to get a little rough with it.
Yeah. So what happened?
So there's a couple of adjustment screws on the, this is a dual hinge system because of these big heavy doors. You can see that this one was loose and it left those marriage marks. So once you closed it, it was bumping into the fender, so I had to get it unlocked.
It was so weird because we were racing in the desert and we had to push the cars, and then I jumped in, I closed the door as hard as I could to get going, and then that's about all I had. So it's good and tight now, like the Germans would say. Good and tight?
Good and tight.
All right, so that's fixed. Very important. It cost me $1,000 on my appraisal, unfortunately. So we'll sort out the other issues, and then I have to decide if I want to keep it or sell it. I won, so I'm qualified to keep this thing, but do I really want it? I mean, it's It's a cool car.
It is. It's very fast. I told a few people in here that this was as fast, if not faster, than your Murcielago.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Yep.
Yes, it's nice to see its original paint here. And then this is plasti dip here, so this will all peel off as well.
Yep.
Yes. All right, well, moving on. 300 SE.
Yep. It's in the same condition it was in the last video. We just got the parts in, actually, and that's going back together. You get a new fan clutch. The tensioner was actually so corroded that when we tried to get it off, it just broke.
Ah.
So we have a new one, put it together, and then we'll put the injection system back together with a new plenum. Hopefully it'll be done this week.
Nice. And after I get it back, I'll have to do some of the cleanup cosmetics-wise on the trim. I need to find some different wheels for it, get those chrome ones that are pitting off. And then I have to decide. I showed them the S500 Coupe earlier, between which of the two cars I'm going to keep, because I don't need two big white Mercedes sedans.
Right.
It's just one. Really, I don't need any. Especially when I have cars like these. It's 1991 Bentley Turbo R, which the wizard dust is
it's got so much dust
out of control. Almost time for that fuel distributor to come back, yes?
Yes, getting close. It says 4 to 6 weeks. We're at 2 or 3 right now. We're getting close.
Getting there. So what else is in here? That's not mine. This one's not mine, I don't think, you know. And this is my next door neighbor's. It's all finished, yes?
Yes, it is done. Actually, we called him and told him to come get it.
Beautiful old Fox body, yes.
Got everything fixed on it.
So I guess the last car and our next project, which we're going to be getting into soon, is the Spider, yes?
Yes, this week we're going to remove the transmission out of the back and start doing the mating season on it.
So this is a Beck Spider, so it's not an original Porsche Spider, obviously. This thing was built new. I just got it a month or two ago, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful car. One of the most beautiful cars ever made. Obviously not a real Porsche, but looks just like it. And instead of being powered by a Volkswagen motor like so many of these are powered by, we're using this Subaru engine over here. So 180 horsepower, a 2007 Subaru Impreza engine, double what it would have had back in the 50s, or a Volkswagen engine. You can build it up to have that much power, but then it just sounds like doo-doo.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
This will be modern and smooth and nice, and a beautiful vintage car like this. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the last of the hoopties up here. So now there's one more car. This poor thing, I've had it for a couple of years now. It's been sitting in one place for a year. In pieces, and it's time to rescue it.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Well, you'll just have to see in the video.
Oh.
Yes.
Darn.
All right, this poor car, I feel so bad because about a year ago I dropped it off to get repainted at a friend of mine's shop, and he just got too busy. He never got around to doing it. He started some of the body work on it, but then just couldn't follow through. So when I got this good relationship with Mako, they've been doing a bunch of my cars, I knew it was probably time to move it over. There's no hard feelings to the old shop. They didn't care that I took it or not, but really sad considering where I got it. It was a pretty nice car to begin with. I just wanted to get to the next level, but now it's been sitting for a year in a bunch of pieces, as you'll see. 1984 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. This poor thing. But you said it starts.
Starts and runs. I'm gonna drive it down off the truck.
Very surprising. The battery's good?
Yes.
How is that possible? I can't believe it. Wow.
Your keys,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Scooby, long time no see.
Hey, how's it going?
Just fine. You ready to help me clean up my mess here?
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, so it was very nice before. You probably don't think it was, but it was actually pretty nice, and I just wanted to get it to the next level. The paint was faded on the roof, and rust was just starting down here in the lower spots. Some patch panels were already put in at the other body shop. They got this side. They didn't get the other side yet.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's a year's worth of work there that obviously kind of dropped the ball a little bit. But I know you'll pick up the ball and run it to the finish line for me, right?
Run with it, that's right.
Yes. Hopefully I remember how to put all this back together. So it was me and Zach, who is, he does my wraps. He was gonna do the wood, put the wood paneling back on. And it's in all these parts, all these trim pieces, the door handles, it's in a bucket in his garage. I feel really bad about neglecting and ignoring this thing for a year, you know? But I have way too many hoopties.
It definitely won't take a year. We'll definitely get this done pretty quick.
All right.
Oh, and the other car you have here, we're just waiting for the trim. Got all the rust, everything taken out of it. We'll get it shot. Once that's shot, we'll get the window thrown back in, the trim put in, and we're ready to go.
I haven't even told them about this car yet, so you're
So
giving away a secret. I'll do a quick turn. Maybe you see it. That's it.
Well, I decided to try for a bit more ambitious ending here, and it was ambitious, but actually all the cars started except one. The purple 911's been up high on the lift for too long, but everything else, well, started. I have a few running because the batteries were a little iffy, but pretty proud of the fact that all these hoopties are running. And what an odd, eclectic, weird collection that I've amassed here, but I love each and every one of them. And so if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to Hoopy's Garage. If not, thank you so much for watching and making all of these hoopties possible. Really is incredible. Thank you so much.
Don't forget to enter to win the custom Jeep Rubicon at omaze.com/hoovies.